Good morning. I'm Ishan, and I'm going to do a presentation on how the change in government affects families and their culture. So here is my poster. It has three main topics: how, and the examples. So let me talk about what first. So what happens? So basically, governments they when the government changes, either the whole government changes or they have new laws. So when that happens, families, their cultures, they might have to change their cultures because it affects because the law might harm their culture. So when there is a change in the government, the citizens might have to change their values or their culture. Government has the power to control our culture beliefs through laws, regulations, grants, entitlement, and tax credits. Another way governments affect our culture is due to public schools. So they teach kids. They might teach kids different values, like if oh, even not only values, religion. So if a child goes to a Christian school, they might have Christian values, Christian religion, and but then the child's Hindu, so that will conflict, and that causes a big problem. Okay, so that's basically about how. I mean that's what. So I'm going to talk about how they do this. So as I said, new laws have new consequences for old cultural beliefs. So the biggest way government influence our culture is by laws and their teachings in government schools. So, school is the best way to manipulate a child's mind with different cultural values. However, the most, like the biggest way to manipulate a child is by teaching them values that are not from his culture or his or her culture. Another way is by laws. So, as I said before, whole government might change. So the old government doesn't know the what's allowed, what's not allowed. So they might just change all the laws, and that will affect one type of religion. That might affect a type of religion. So yeah, that's about the laws. Okay, I'll give you some examples. So the best example for this is the one-child policy in China. I'm pretty sure like most families don't just want one children. They might want like two children, two, three children. So that has an effect in that culture. So like in Nepal, many families they want like a guy and a girl. So if those families were in China, that would affect their culture because having a four people family is like the Nepali culture, and that would affect them. And another important example is recently there was this law that all sardars need to be checked, and like sardars have this little dagger called the kirpan, and like a lot of sardars were being taken into custody because they were carrying the kirpan. So that is a huge problem in the sardar culture. But after a lot of protests, it was fine, and then the rule was abolished. So that's basically it. And thank you.